Welcome to another episode of the My Time at Portia series, and if you look real close, you'll notice something's different. Like, this is an entirely different save. When I did the things to my computer to change over the hard drives and everything, I used Steam Backup, and it didn't work. It didn't back up my saves, just like the game files, I guess. So, yes. I don't have the save that we were playing on earlier, so I've been trying to figure out what I should even do, because should I just end this series, start from the very beginning, or try to see if we can get somewhere close to where we were and continue from there? Well, if you guys have an opinion, please let me know down below. This save I've been playing to see if we do decide to just kind of try to play through and get to where we were. This is the save I was working on. And I'm taking notes of things that are different so far between the two, from the original and this one. But in the meantime, what I'm going to be doing is comparing the game from now to the save I had from ages ago, because I do still have that. So I can't remember how long ago it was, but it was really early in the development of the game, and so I thought I would show off some of the differences that I can find. As you can see, the inside of the clinic is quite different. Originally, there was like a default interior that they had on a lot of the houses, which I actually really liked the look of, but I don't think I've ever seen it in the new version of the game, which is a little too bad. We couldn't go into the civil core at all originally, but we can do that now. And it's quite a nice interior. You couldn't go into these ruins at the time. They were not ready and they were still in development. This is the inside of Petra's house. It's actually really cool. Oh, yep, there's all of her books and things that she's learned, and then her bed back there. Oh, got like a little radio. I love all the books and that it's a mess. But that she also has plants and stuff. Did that robot move, or was that just... Okay. Ooh, take a seat. It's not facing the right way, but that's fine. This looks like a drawing of Portia, maybe? Maybe a different city. Oh, that's cool. Oh, there's another room. There's two beds. I wonder if Petra and, what's her name? Are in here, or both live in here. Merlin and Petra. And then in the save I have, or the old version, this was actually Antoine's house, but now it's Sam's house. Which was the default that they had before. This is really cute. Small, but efficient. Like that. Ah, very nice. Next up, we have up in this area, we have the doctor's house. In the original, it wasn't the default two-story, but it was one of the basic houses. Aw, that's really cute. Dear soy? Something. Got a letter. Oh, this is a really nice area too. I like all those like notes and stuff on the wall. Got a jar of weird stuff all over, medicine. A desk he sits at. These are way more personalized than they ever were originally. Next we'll take a look into Gail's house. I don't know that it's much different than it was originally. No. Looks pretty close. They're a little different when you walk in. I think the camera is different. This table wasn't here. Let's see what else. Go through in here, that looks about the same. Look at all the balloons. This is kind of the same, but they had the beds outside and didn't have individual rooms. And then they have like cloth doors up here instead of standard doors. So it's close, but it's been changed just a little bit to be even more detailed in. Right, next we'll be looking into Presley's house. This was an unnamed house. Oh wow. This place looks cool. This is probably the coolest house so far. It's unlike anything else. Again, as you can see, the A and G used to be that default 2-story. Now we have this. Albert looks different too. He looks more like this now, whereas before he looked nicer, almost. Like softer or something? I don't know, but he's different now. Next we'll look at the Commission Commerce Guild, and I think that looks pretty close to the same as it did. Yeah, I'd say pretty much exactly. I imagine they made that a priority because it's one of the main buildings you go in and out of. Next we go to the mayor's office, which is also that 2-story building. It's really too bad because that 2-story default is really detailed, but it is quite a bit darker than anything else in the game, but I just like how detailed it was. And in the other earlier version, you couldn't even go into the apartments. That wasn't finished yet. And as you can see, it is way more detailed than nothing. There's lots of bedrooms in here. We've looked through that earlier in the series. Next, we go into the the round table. And this looks significantly different, and I don't know which I prefer. So you started out at the counter, and you looked around, and then there was all the tables, and then there was a whole upstairs area. But now we have this side room, but the stairs led to like some bedrooms and stuff. I don't know, I like how it looks. But this is also good. I don't know, I like the other one, looks more homey, I guess. This looks more official. Ooh. This was not a room we could go into originally. We've been in here in the series to give her and her brother food. Next we have this house, which is now Irwa's home, which is weird because I think most of his brothers live in the apartments, but in the original this was for somebody named Bemna, and I think, given that when we enter her brother is in there, that this used to be Alice's house. Well, Irwa doesn't get much for having his own room. It's actually smaller than what was originally in this space. So it was before 2 people were living here. But it was a good bug watching Jack just float away and then kick his way out the house. The best part is that the Jack bug continues on out of the building. Next is the cafe, which is Martha's home. And again, before it was the default. Now it actually looks like there's a cafe as part of it. Or bakery, not cafe, the bakery. And then way back here is her son's room. And then up here, I assume, is her room. Yep. And then over here we have Isaac's home, which was that default 2-story. Wow. He really likes books. And he's got some nice plants. And then up here is his bed. A bunch more books. And that. And a map. Very nice. And then I check out the Portia Times, which looks like the default 2-story. No, it's not quite the default 2-story. Okay. And then we check out the Portia Times. It wasn't the default 2-story, but it had the same kind of dark tones. But it wasn't quite the same. And this is all they have now. And then we weren't able to go into the hair salon in the original. But now we have this. Okay, it should be said that I couldn't go into it, and it might have been because the quest might not have been into the game yet. Next I went into Higgins's house, which I don't even, yeah, we can't even do now. It was just like a default weird little tiny thing, so wasn't anything much there before. Then we go up into Polly's house. Another simple thing before, but now a little more personalized to have all of his weight lifting and things in it. He's got a lot of storage boxes. Then we look at the jade closet, which we couldn't go into then. We can't do now. And then go into Mars and Carol's house. And it had more beds and stuff in it, but there wasn't too much to it. Oh, one of the first people I've seen to have a kitchen in it. But we have like the table and stuff, and then we head upstairs. And we have the kids, the girls' room. And then the parents' room. And then we go and check out... Oh, that's not an exit. I'm trying to watch the original video just to keep it in mind while I'm doing these. Tried to go into school, but it was closed. It's probably closed now, too. So let's go look at the research center. Which was, I think, that default 2-story again. Which is well different from what we have here. Still can't go into Papa Bear's house, and you couldn't in this clip either. We also check out this building, which was McDonald's house. I think originally they loaded a little quicker. Oh, this does look different. I think we may have come up here before. I like the... It's got an upper area, and he's got food and everything everywhere. Then I go and check out a house way back there, which I often forget even exists. So let's go see if there's anything out here. There wasn't back then. It was just a house way out here. Lots of pumpkins on the side of it. Yep, still can't enter this house. Now to one of the biggest differences I noticed when I first started playing this game. And it's this whole area here is different. There used to be like part of town here and now it's just one building. So we'll go look at the differences there. So right here used to be like a storage area, and across that used to be airport related stuff, and then we had a house that you could not go into. And then over here, there was another house you couldn't go into, and then there was the docks. So as you can see, that's a little different. Another small note was out on one of these docks you used to be able to fish. And I can't seem to do that. I don't know if it's just because I don't know enough for there to be a fishing spot here, or if they've just moved it. But fishing has changed. So I'm gonna go find a spot. Ooh, I can fish right here. Instead of off the dock, I can fish right here. For one, I think they always had the same fish swimming in this pond. Oh, I don't have any bait. But it used to have a meter at the bottom, and then you had to balance it just right and not go past it or something. But now you have to try to keep your little pointer inside that circle and reel it in. So those are the differences that I've noticed from the current day My Time at Portia and the video I have from 2017. Thank you, Andy W, for putting the date in your comment about it. It helped. So yes, those are some of the ways that this game has improved. There were other little things like the way the paths look better now, and some things were really like the ground wasn't smoothed out, so things were really jagged in some places. Just small things like that. So this game has come quite some ways since I started playing it, and I'm really glad that I kept this do not delete video comparison from 2017 so that we can take a look at those differences. Once again, let me know what you guys think about this series. Should it end? Should it start from the beginning? Or should I see how quickly I can get this save to around the same spot, which would be constructing that bridge to the desert and the museum. Those would be my 2 markers that I'd be looking for, and see how long it takes for me to get to those. I've already finished the bridge over to Amber Island, and it's, let's see, on the 22nd, but I don't know how long that took to do in the original save, but it felt quicker. So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day.